Go up this nice easy incline. Copper's right in front of us. But we can't run up this, gotta hop up here. Okay, grab you. Now we got copper ore. So down here, I'm just gonna get you out of my way. I'm gonna build that crafting bench. So I don't have to keep running back and forth to do crafting. I can come up here to my copper and I can do crafting here. Alright. So, now that I'm here and I have copper ore, I'm going to convert all that into ingots. Let's see, 2, that's 8, 7. Oh, plus, yeah, alright. So we're going to put a bit of a jump cut here. Alright, now the iron ingots. Now we already calculated we need at least 114 minimum. So let's automate those and jump cut. Alright, so I made a little bit extra. I just wanted to get rid of that partial stack of ore. So, now, because again we're at a crafting bench, I don't need to go back to the hub. I can do it here. We are going to turn all these copper ingots into wire. And then we're going to convert some of that wire into cable. We need at least 56 to make the smelters and constructors. But a little bit extra is necessary to power up, because we need the cables to run power when we start using electricity. Which I could do now. Right? I have the bio burners. I could be connecting things. Alrighty, and we need some cables, as I said. This won't take long. And we need to keep at least 16 wire, so I'm going to make some extra cables for running power, as mentioned. That should be good. Now we need to make a few more rods, but we also need the reinforced iron plates. Now, again, reinforced iron plate recipe, we need 14 of these. So, again, left click, 1 at a time, right? Or, if you hold shift, it's 10 at a time. Right? So, it's a quick way of doing multiplicative additions to your to-do list. So now I know how many screws I need. Alright? Now, how many rods is that for screws? So, again, we're going to do the same thing, add to to-do list, and we need 168 of these. So holding shift and then taking my fingers off shift, 168. So now I know I need 52 rods to make, well, to make the constructor, the smelter, and make the rod. So the 52 is for all items on the list. So we're going to make that many rods, at least minimum. I'm going to make some extra. Okay, and then we need at least minimum 84 plates. And you can always see in brackets if you have enough. So I know I have enough ingots, because the bracket number is larger than my to-do list number. Okay, now we need the screws. We need 168 of these. Now again, if I don't press spacebar to stop it, it'll just make all my rods into screws until I have none left. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to stop it at 168, because I still need rods for other things. There we go. And now the reinforced iron plates. Now, the number 14 matches the number 14. So if I let it auto-fabricate, it'll stop at 14. Now the reason for that is because it needs screws, and I have the exact number of screws. So when it runs out, it can't make any more. So I'm fine to just hit spacebar and let it run out and sip my coffee with my hands off the keyboard. There we go. And that is our entire to-do list requirements. So now when we exit here, we can see we have all the materials, all the check marks necessary to make 2 smelters and 7 constructors. So let's start doing that. So we need a smelter for the copper. One right there. And then, so it's going to turn copper ore into copper ingots. And then we're going to want a constructor. Now I'm going to move you. So we're going to want a constructor. I'm holding control to get those arrows. So let's put you about here. We're going to want to make wire out of the ore. And then another constructor. I'm just going to eyeball it. You know what? I'm going to climb up top. Make it easier on me. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Good enough. Right there. So, you will be turning wire into cable. There we go. So, this is all my copper stuff needed. Now, and I want to put you back. Alright. Now we had one constructor for limestone into concrete here. Sure. And then we had a second smelter for iron here. Now because I'm holding control, it's trying to snap to the other smelter. Side by side. And when I use my mouse wheel while holding control, it's doing 90 degrees. So 90, 90, 90, 90. Alright? Now if I let go of control, I can do, what is that, like 30 degree each time? But holding control, and it's aligned on that blue line between. So try and get that close. Sure, right about there. Now another trick, rather than keep opening with Q and then picking, is if you already have something you want to make the same of, look at the object and press your middle mouse button. Not mouse wheel up and down, but push it in. Press your mouse button 3, and it automatically picks that recipe. Then control to line it up. Put you there. Now when it copies its production too. So this one here was set for iron plates, and because I copied it, this one's set for iron plates. I don't want that for iron plates. I want to change it, so I'm going to change it to iron rods. Right? So the copy does not only the structure, but the recipe within. Okay? Now I'm going to want another one here. So we're going to be making 2 iron rods out of this smelter. And one of these I'm going to turn into screws. So let's do you here. Change the recipe to screws. And the last constructor will be for the limestone over here. Sure. Good enough for now. Alrighty, and that's our complete shopping list. All done. So, again, we need now to finish our onboarding. Now, I could start connecting power, and we could start automating these. But I don't have belts yet, and I prefer not to do manual feeding as much as possible. Plus, at the moment, I only have some wood and leaves, and they do give power, but it's most inefficient. See, its energy value is 15 for leaves and 100 for wood. I'll get more out of it if I start grinding it up into biomass, like mulch, but I don't have the recipe yet. We're gonna get the recipe very soon, so I'm saving it. So right now I need 75 iron plates to finish the onboarding. So again, we're gonna make our to-do list, and we need 75 of you. Holding shift just to make it quicker. 76 should be fine, and that tells me I need 114. So I need more. All right. So I'm gonna finish up at least one more stack. right? Because I can put you iron there. So I'll finish up the 1 stack of iron ingots I got left on me. And then once that's finished, I'm going to make... Actually, I'm going to need a little bit more. So I'll grab just a little bit more iron ingots to finish up the required for the plates. Oh, no, good enough. All right. Alrighty. So now I can feed you into there. And again, this is going to give us belts, finally.
Hub Upgrade 4, Landing Platform and Utilities, completed. Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 5.
So this place is starting to fill out. So we now have access to the player customization, or character customization. So in here you can just literally edit your colors. And there are some cosmetic changes, right? You can add a bandana or do an interesting neon yellow thing. Some of these you may not have access to unless I think there's DLC. I don't remember some of the criteria for some of these unlocks, but regardless, these are some of the choices. I think you also get some of these for your first time unlocking, say, I don't know, like 1,000,000 coupons or something. Like some of these are under unlocks, but which I've already gotten. Anyway, let's, what do I want? Sure, gold helmet's fine. I mean, I could look like Factorio mask. That's kind of cool. I'm going to go with gold mask. Sure, let's pick the gold one. And sure. Player color. Primary, so that's you. Maybe something like that. Or do I actually... Ooh, I like that. What if I did you black? Good enough. Alright. Alright, so now that we've gone through the customization, there's a few other little interactables in here. You know, you can use the microwave, turn on the faucet of water. They don't do anything, they're just these are just interactables. Coffee machine, which pours coffee into nothing. So not quite Subnautica-esque, where it gives you a consumable water object. But you can buy later on an actual coffee mug you can hold in your hand. Nice little window to look out. It's the bathroom with all these toiletries. So apparently that's the correct way to put toilet paper in case anyone is wondering. Fluid dynamics for pioneers. Alright. Fix-It brand toothpaste. Does not flush, so you can't flush people, vehicles, radioactive material, mineral ore, plants or creatures. That's a symbol for a slug. So you can't flush animals in the toilet. Interact, press E to flush it, but you can also interact with the toilet down here. So you can actually put objects in here to permanently destroy them. Sometimes you get comments from Ada, because, again, there's all these things you're not supposed to flush. So if you flush something, they're like, you're not supposed to be doing that. I don't want to flush anything right now. But you don't have to do it that way. You can. There's a handy destroy object down here, so you just click and drag, and you can destroy objects permanently that way. Most objects. You cannot destroy like radioactive waste, because Fixit doesn't want your nuclear waste. Yeah, cute little objects. What is that? Is that a Meeseeks box from Rick and Morty? Nice. Is there anything back here? Oh, you can actually go in. Benches. You can't not sit. I kind of wish that they would add that, especially since you can play multiplayer in Subnautica. I think it would be neat if the chairs, or some chairs, were interactable, so players could like sit down. I don't know. I think it would just be a nice to have, not a need to have. Storage locker that you cannot interact with. I think this would also be nice to have as, you know, a small storage, so players can store stuff in different locations. I mean, it doesn't have to be every locker, but I don't know, just interesting posters, and of course typical updating system. Please do not turn off device. List of people to send cars to. Yep. Don't forget to send .f word. Don't forget to send an F word. We got some hanging diploma from Fixit Academy and live, laugh. The fuck? Live, laugh. I mean, if that's the way they do their L's for live and laugh, then that must be an L word. Lahore, labor, it's not an H, because we got the H in the... Live, laugh, labor. Okay. Live, laugh, labor, because it's a... Live, laugh, labor. Employee manual, how to be a good corporate citizen. This is also not interactable. I think it would be neat if it was. There's some kind of golden... Oh, this is the joystick. Oh, neat. Is it always gold, or is it gold because... I'm going to change this. Put it back to default. Alright, so it's always gold. That's interesting. So the controller here is always gold. Huh. Alright, put you back to gold. I mean, what that is it's the hand holder that I got here is gold. Another book over here, Train Signals for Pioneers. And then the Mathematics of Wonton Burrito Meals. Mmm. Nummy, nummy, nummy in my tummy, tummy, tummy. And then this is a mini game that you could actually play. I mean, fun for one, but interesting for multiplayer. If you're hosting and playing with other players, you can actually play. I mean, there's the how-to, and then it's real simple. It's timed, so you get 90 seconds to just kind of try and get as much score as you can. Send it. Not really taking it seriously. Because again, it's timed. So just trying to send as many packages as possible within the time limit. So don't try to get it perfect. You're just trying to send as many as possible. Now, yes, you do get more score for a more complete package. But you get more score for more packages overall. So I'm down to my last 15 seconds. Nine. Send. 5, 2, send, and I got scored. There we go. Hey, perfect score on level 1. Alright, and again, you can start a new game and go to another level and it keeps high score, so you can challenge people. But that's how that works. How many in-game days? So the day-night cycle in-game. How many in-game days where no player has died? So this is an in-game death count. When any player dies, that resets to 0. And then, of course, because this is Fix-It, we've got surveillance cameras up here, which, yes, they rotate to follow you. So we got camera there, we got a camera here. I don't know. Okay, none in the bathroom. Well, except for that one. So, yes, even as you poop, you got multiple cameras, because Fix-It is always watching. And, of course, the flush. Get your feet all wet.
I assume you didn't need that.
Look at the water everywhere. Slosh, slosh, slosh. Mmm. You know it's a high-grade toilet when it gets half the water on the floor. But yeah, so that's all the fun stuff we got in there so far as we've progressed. Because we completed Hub Upgrade 4, so we got our conveyor belts now, which will allow us to link objects as previously discussed. So now, if we had this powered and running, it would send its output along the belt into here. But for that, we need more plates. So I'm going to make a few more plates. Might as well finish up. There we go. So our next hub upgrade objective is to actually get our miners, so we don't have to manually mine stuff anymore. And storage containers, so we can start doing larger storage. It's also storage that has an input and an output, so we can make it part of our production chain. And some more inventory. So those are things we want. So I need more concrete, I need more cables, and I need more iron rods. Okay, so we need everything. Okay. Alrighty, I am going to pick you up. You know what, I'm here now. I might as well do it now. Whee! So, this is a blue power slug. It is a living creature. It is a slug. The blue kind. Hold E to pick up.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving Fix-It production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
We can't do anything with the power slugs yet. Alrighty. The reason why I mined one more is because I know the recipe for concrete, because we already made some concrete, is 3 limestone equals 1 concrete. So 201 is divisible by 3. Alrighty. Missed it. Alrighty. I'm gonna grab you. Alrighty, so as mentioned, I'm going to turn all that into more than enough concrete. And then next, because I have 100 copper ore, we're going to do ingots. And we're going to turn all the ingots into wire. And then we're going to turn some of that wire into cable. Alright, good enough for now. Whee! And come to a stop. Alright, right. I already filled you. Actually, first, let's just dump you and you. So, partially full. We just need 75 rods. So, I'm going to make one stack of the iron ore into iron ingots, and then turn all of it, or most of, into iron rods. Enjoy your coffee. Alright, give you all that, and again, we're going to get the miner and storage.
Hub Upgrade 5, Power Expansion, completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because Fix-It pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall. If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective: complete Hub Upgrade 6.
Alright, so I'm making my shopping list. So 2 limestone nodes, 1 copper node, and 3 iron nodes. 6 total miners. Storage: the 2 concrete nodes being turned into cement. The iron being converted into plates, rods, and screws. So that's 3 plus 2, that's 5. Plus on the copper side, we're going to want wire, we're going to want the cables, and then we're also going to want a third one that we haven't yet unlocked for copper plates. That's coming up. So, but I know I want 3 over at the copper. So 3 for copper, 3 for iron, and 2 for the limestone concrete. So 8 total. And that's my shopping list here. Pick the next hub upgrade tier. So here we go. So more inventory space, but now we're going to get the biomass. That's what I've been talking about turning your leaves and wood into a much more fuel efficient resource for generating power. So that's kind of a bit of why I've not been feeding power yet, is this is more efficient. You get more electricity out of this than you do with bare leaves. So I don't want to spend my entire time running around picking leaves by hand. Yes, I know I'm handcrafting ingots, but I also don't want to defoliate the entire world. That's not my choice. I don't like chopping every tree down on the whole planet because they don't regrow. So this is my choice. Space elevator is the mission. This is the actual story mission. So we need to build the space elevator. That's the main game story requirement. And then to do the missions thereafter. And then the biomass burner is exactly like the biomass burners that we already have on the hub here. Only these ones have a higher production of power output. So whereas the ones attached to the hub here produce 20 megawatts, these ones produce 30. Concurrently, these ones here also have a belt input. So you can actually add it to a production line where leaves and such are being automatically produced into biomass and being belted into the biomass burner. So you could have it all automated. So that's what these are. So main story, better fuel efficient power, and power that can be placed anywhere in the world and made into production line for biomass and whatever to be belted into it. So now that's on our to-do list. So that's all the junk we need. Now I already have 55 concrete, so I'm going to add that now. That's done. Done and done. So now we need the 100, well, for the main milestone we need 100 of those 3 objects, but for all the other stuff, I've got the shopping list at the bottom. Now, again, we can, where am I? Oh, that's what I was looking for. Not parts, equipment. So portable miners. It's added 6 portable miners down here because I've added 6 miner miners, right? Like the actual production miners. So part of the recipe down here is, for a Mark 1 miner, is to have a portable miner as part of it. But I already made 6, right? So I don't need to make them now. I already did it before. So those are done. So all I need is 10 plates and 10 concrete each, right? Which is the 60 concrete and 60 of these plates to make my miners. So that's why the portable miners are on that list. So I'm not going to queue portable miners to be built as part of my to-do list because I already made them, right? So even though it says I still need 4, I don't need to. I already made them. They're out there mining copper and whatever. All right. So I only need to focus on these 3 objects here: the plates, the rods, and the concrete. Those are the only things I need. All right. So I'm going to finish making wire. Just because I can. Okay, you're done. And I'm going to need a lot more iron ingots. Just the basic stuff. Alright. So, let's get you out of the way. Okay. Alright. Alright, yeah, I still need the concrete. Okay, so I was a little premature in pulling up my miner here, so... yeah. Alright. My bad. Uh, 135 is divisible by 3. Okay. Yes. Good. Oh wait, I'm gonna need more because I need 55 concrete, which is 165 limestone. I'm short by 30. My bad. That's just basic arithmetic, right? I knew I needed 55. It's 3 limestone per 1, so 55 times 3. That's how I got that number. So, alrighty. But I now have enough. Put you. Alright, so when powered, this will automatically mine the node, which this one's limestone, so it'll mine limestone. And then the intent is to feed the limestone directly into constructor. Constructor will turn it directly into concrete. And then the concrete will go into storage. So once all powered, this will automatically make concrete, and I won't have to do any more handcrafting. So, yeah, once powered. Which, I mean, I could start doing a little bit of running now. Right, so those are both connected now to the power pole. I'm going to talk about power a little bit more carefully shortly, but not right now. Just showing how easy it is. But that all being said, I need more concrete. So I need 21 concrete now, and that is times 3, so I need 63. So I could just hand chisel one at a time. But I also have... Where are you? There you are. Sure. Let's do both. Alright, I got 76. That is not divisible by 3, so I need a little bit more. I'm going to go to 81. There we go. And that will be that. Turn you into concrete. Alrighty. Pick you up. I'm gonna put a... Where are you? Production miner. I'm gonna rip all this down eventually, but for now, I am just going to... Okay. Planning ahead. I'm climbing up so I can get a good view. Alright. So if we do... You know what? I'm going to do that. There we go. I mean, yes, it was part of my production list, so I can do... Just to get them out of the way. So I'm not going to use those at the moment. They're just there. So again, same thing, limestone, concrete, storage. Okay, so you are over here. Sure, that'll be fine. So copper into smelter to make copper ingots into wire, wire into cable. But then, using middle mouse button to copy, more copper. Come on, there you go. Also into... Come on. Why are you being... Okay, that's a bit too close, but I'll deal with that later. Why... Oh, I'm missing... Oh, I didn't... Oh, really? I didn't add... Okay, that's my fault. Let's see... Wire... ingots into... Right. I think it's 3. If I remember. Alright. Organization, storage, So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. Stack them on top of each other. So the idea eventually is I'm going to put more constructors here, but this is all going to go into the storages here. Copper's not my primary concern at the moment. What do I got? Right, because I pulled it out of there, so I'm going to put you in there. Do I have? I do. I have the wire needed. And, oh, I spent it all. But I got the ore, so I'll make more plates and rods, and I might need more. Because my to-do list on the side is for more storage for these, as well as for the 3 constructors. So you know what? I'm going to be efficient about this temporarily. Let's disassemble you and you, and we are going to just have you work with me. So they're going to do their thing while I'm doing my thing. I'm going to get rid of that. So now the wire's been paid. Now that the wire's been paid, I'm going to make some cables to finish this up. Okay, that'll be enough. And let's make all this into rods. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna make enough until this says 6. And then make the 6 I need. Alright, that's done. I still need 100 rods and 100 plates for hub 6. Which again, we want hub 6 because it gets me the more efficient power. So I really should be making that my priority. Grab all, grab all. Because I don't have enough at the moment. So alright, let's pay that. Okay, and again, we're going to get those biomass burners I've explained twice already, more efficient biomass fuel, and the space elevator recipe. And we'll finally open up the actual game. So this was all tutorial, but we're finally going to get into the actual main game objectives.
Hub Upgrade 6, Landing Platform Hydraulics, completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It Pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
So, we finally finished building the hub. So we got 2 of these basic biomass burners, which again have a cap of 20 megawatts each. So there's 2 of them. So if we ran both, we could have up to 40 megawatts. We also received our orbital delivery drone. So this drone here, when filled with our mission resources, will carry the resources up into orbit. And I think that is all that's been finished. There used to be a poster here. I kind of miss the poster. I liked it, but I suspect somebody complained. We live in the world where people complain about everything. So, now we're at the tutorial phase. We can now choose how we want to advance. So, we now have access, so Tier 0 is finished. But I mean, we can always click back and see, like, reminisce, like, oh, I remember. But now we have access to Tier 1 and 2. All these different resources. We get to choose as the player what do we want to work on. So each recipe, each tier upgrade will provide different things and have a different cost. All right, so we can have building pieces, so we can make walls and foundation pieces and such. Logistics give us conveyor belt mergers and splitters, very handy, as well as lift, so we can build vertically. And then field research, which will allow us to make those small storage boxes I talked about. Object scanners, we have a little handheld scanner that we can say, hey, I want to search for, I don't know, power slugs, and then it'll show us all the power well, it'll give us a proximity beacon for power slugs. We kind of follow the audible noise and find them. The MAM for research. And a map. It's a basic map. It only shows what we've revealed. We're not going to get like the whole map of the region. It'll only show us what we've found. And then under Tier 2, we get parts assembly. So an assembler merged 2 objects into one finished good. The copper sheet I was talking about earlier. Rotors, which is one component of a motor. Modular frames. And smart plating, which is necessary for space elevators, says right at the bottom right there. Obstacle clearing, chainsaws, and an even better fuel for biomass burners and the chainsaw. Jump pads, so you can just bounce around in the air, or a safe landing jello. Resource sink, so a shop to spend corporate coupons in on some additional recipes. And an awesome sink, which is a big mulching grinder that we put resources into, and it'll mulch it up and give us shop coupons. And then customizer, so you can change colors of buildings and such. And then logistics 2, so we can get conveyor belt Mark IIs, which move 120 resources per minute. If you remember, Mark 1 was 60, so these are faster belts. Stackers, belt stackers, so we can build vertically, and it has a nice ladder on the side, so we can actually use this as a ladder to climb. And then lift, Mark II, so same speed as these belts, but allows us to build vertically. I love the chainsaw and the better fuel, because I know we just unlocked the biomass now. We have the recipe to make biomass. But right now we've got access to even better fuel. And it's not too crazy a cost. So I'm going to pick that as my priority. Just get to it. Get her done. Alright. Now, I'm going to need more concrete, more cables, and a bunch of screws. Now again, screw recipe, if you remember, is we get 4 per 1 rod. So we need 125 rods. Alright, and again, we can add this to our to-do list. Alright, we need 500. 500, 125, just like I said, right? So we can make our shopping list. Yeah, and that's just to get obstacle clearing. Yep. So we need 125 iron rods, meaning we need... Doo-doo-doo. Alright, let's get rid of these screws now. Done and done. Alrighty. Right, we've got... Next, we've got the 2 there. I'm gonna pick you up now. And you. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Now I made extra plates because I want to start plating things in. Alright, and again I can start running power to things if I wanted. So just start connecting stuff. B again for flashlight if you need it. Alright, I got the materials now because I made it. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, yes, yes. Did I miscount? Wire, wire, cable, plate, plate. Alright. Do. I need more copper. Right. Put you there because you're iron. You're iron. 100. Why not? Let's do both. Boom, into you. Alright, because your cable, your wire, your copper ingots, you're going to be wire, and then you're going to be... Oh, right, I haven't unlocked it yet. But, yeah, you're going to be copper sheeting once I have the recipe. And your ingots. I'm not going to bother wasting my limited materials on belting these yet. Okay. For the time being, or actually, yeah, you know what? I'm reconsidering. So you're gonna go up there. You can stay there. And what I'm gonna do... Sure. Alright. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll change you to the other one. Oh, I'm short one. Of course I am. Short one, eh? Alright, now I'm not. Alright, so what I did was I changed the direction of the miner into the second smelter, because I got this production line all linked. Smelter to constructor, right? So this will turn my wire into cables. But at the moment, I would rather just have wires. And I could have just redirected this belt, but this is what I chose. So, yeah. And once I unlock splitters, I'll put a splitter on this belt and I'll run half the ore into this smelter. But that's the way it'll run. I still need to power it all, but I don't have cables yet. Hence why I've got the auto miners up there working. Or they were working. Pick up and pick up. Alrighty. I mean, 200 copper ore should be sufficient to make 100 cables. I mean, more than sufficient. I do need more limestone, though, so I'm going to drop those at the other one. I have 194, 196, something like that, iron ore on me, so I should be good. Let you guys work on that while I convert the copper ore into copper ingots, and then I'll make wire, and then I'll make cables. And again, like I keep saying over and over, just make your shopping list. If you're not sure how I'm coming to all this math, we need you, and we need you, and we're going to need you. So let's edit the list. So we know we need 100 cables. So let's change this until it says 100. Alright, so we need 100 cables. And actually, I'm going to probably want some extras. So let's say 110, just for fun. So now it's telling me I need 220 wire to make 110 cables. So we add the wire until it comes to 220. There we go. So that's a 220 wire that we need to make that many cables. So now I know how many ingots I need. I need 110 ingots. And the same thing with the concrete. I know I need 100 concrete. So sure, there's the 100 concrete. And that's how much limestone I need. And you can go all the way down to ore, right? If I wanted to. I could go all the way down to the ingots. Alright. So we know we need 110 copper ingots. 110 copper ingots. So now it's telling me how much ore I need right here. 110 copper ore, which I have enough. I have 185 copper ore. So you can go all the way down to the level of limestone and ore if you wanted to. Alright, there's our to-do list. We just need to process items until we have check marks on all these. Now I don't have the limestone on me because it's receiving the limestone. Well, it's receiving most of the limestone. I'm going to come up short by 100. Alrighty, that's enough for the cables. Give you all that. So now we just need the concrete.